Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Welcome to my live bottom review. My live bottom review, obviously from the past weekend, obviously from the fights that took place, obviously earlier in the morning, obviously UK time, but obviously in normal time over in America. Which is a bit convenient at the moment, isn't it, to talk about American boxing, with obviously, if you don't know the youths in the whole of America. But we move on. We will move on from that. We don't want to talk about politics, about the politics in America. And but we will talk about the sport in America, of course. And we'll start off then with Jaron Ennis. Jaron boots Ennis, stopping David Avanesyan inside 5 rounds to retain the IBF welterweight title. And Jaron Ennis did better than Terence Crawford, didn't he? Stopping Avanesyan a round earlier than Terence Crawford did. But I will say David Avanesyan has only fought once, was it once in 2 years? So he needs to put it into context, really. He do need to put it into context as well. And yes, be real, Avanesyan was a better opponent than Tony Quarry, who will be next for Jaron Ennis. Jaron Ennis will face Tony Quarry next, because he is still a mandatory, and that will be the fight to happen next. Regardless of what people say, matchroom experts say, saying, "Oh, we want Terence Crawford next." So it will be the mandatory Tony Quarry next to Jaron Ennis. And pretty much of what we expected from Jaron Ennis. Good combinations, good sharp as well, Jaron Ennis. And with Terence Crawford now stepping up to super welterweight, also Errol Spence stepping up to super welterweight as well. Jaron Ennis is now currently the best welterweight out there. The best welterweight out there, and I would expect now Jaron Ennis to wipe out the whole welterweight division, in my opinion, and become undisputed at welterweight. Then maybe have fights with Terence Crawford at super welterweight in the future, potentially. It was a better opponent than Tony Quarry, but we're not shocked by the result. It's what we expected from Jaron Ennis. He did the job from David Avanesyan, and Jaron Ennis will now move on, which I think will be Tony Quarry next in terms of his next opponent. But also on the same card, then we saw Terrell Hackett picked up his career best win, 97-93 on two of the scorecards, 96-94. Hackett takes a unanimous decision win over Peter Dobson in a competitive core-feature bout. And Hackett is one of these fighters over in America who's been talked about being the upcoming potential stars prospects after Crawford, Spence, Tant, Stevenson, all of them. And obviously Peter Dobson, obviously that's fought against Conor Benn. Conor Benn has been mentioned by me as a potential next opponent for Hackett. I think that will be probably I do think Hackett versus Conor Benn. I can see that happening. I think Eddie Hearn and Matchroom will try and make that happen in America if Conor Benn, with the Conor Benn situation still not being clarified and been decided yet. But I can see Conor Benn Hackett fighting in America on probably the next American card, in my opinion. That Eddie Hearn will create. And I think it was a close fight, though. I do think it was a competitive fight for me. Hackett started well. Hackett started well in the first half of the fight, but he did drop off massively in the second half of the fight, with yet Peter Dobson probably back in it, in my opinion. And Hackett, for me, I think that was to be expected with Hackett being a prospect with Tyrrell Hatter being a prospect of sorts. That was probably expected. Obviously, down the full rounds. So we shouldn't judge him too much. Shouldn't judge Hatter too much. Peter Dobson is tough as nails, to be fair, as Conor Benn found out. And I can see Conor Benn. I really do. I can see Conor Benn being the fight next, and probably in America because I still don't know if this Conor Benn side will get dealt with. I think Conor Benn just trying to avoid the British board at the moment, as he has for the past couple of years. And obviously, Americans, they allow anything. They allow anyone to fight. So I can see Hatter versus Conor Benn next on a matchroom show in America. I think it'll be the U show they will create in America. Hatter against Conor Benn. I don't know if it'll be a main event. Probably be on the card of a big main event in America potentially. But at the moment, I'm not doing any fights on Conor Benn. So when Conor Benn does next fight, and if he's still not cleared, then I won't be doing any previews on the Conor Benn fight like I haven't on the previous two fights, because he's still a cheat and he hasn't been cleared for it. So that's my thoughts on Hatter's. Probably, yeah, you have to say Hatter's career best win, you have to say. Very competitive though, very competitive, which I didn't really expect. I thought Hatter would have won it more easily, but he didn't for me. I think he only won it by 2 rounds, in my opinion, because he get Peter Dobson back in the second half of the fight, in my opinion. Big up to Jay Will. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Saki boosted who's 147. You can't stay at that weight class much longer. So maybe the 10th cover fight, maybe it's going to be soon. Maybe sooner rather than later, potentially. But I just thought Boots Ennis would have wanted to pick up, wipe out the whole 147 and pick up all the belts, because let's be real, Boots Ennis is now currently the best welterweight in that division, with Spence and Crawford stepping up to 154. So I do think Boots Ennis, in my eyes, I thought he would have stayed at one. I thought he would want to stay at 147, but he can't pay him if he wants to move up straight away. Crawford needs to drop the belt. Yeah, that's true as well. That is a true point. I know Crawford's dropped a couple belts, hasn't he? Obviously, he's dropped the IBF, which is held by Ennis, and I can't remember what the other organisation is. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Hatter anyways. I'm reading the comments. Up next, Stein Nicholson, who successfully defended the WBC featherweight title. It was a clean sweep win. Vardas was no test at all. I don't really rate Stein Nicholson, to be honest with you. I really don't. All he does is throw one punch, and that's it. And for Stein Nicholson to call out Amanda Serrano saying she doesn't want to fight me, you get absolutely demolished of Amanda Serrano. Trust me. You get absolutely demolished of Amanda Serrano. Imagine 3-minute rounds as well. It would be a long night for Stein Nicholson against Amanda Serrano. Who is she? Who is Stein Nicholson? Anyways, she's beaten no one. She's been gifted the WBC featherweight title. Obviously, Eddie Hearn and Sam Jones obviously don't have dildos off her backside. Let's be real. Saying, "Oh, look how fit she is." But who's she beaten? She has beaten no one. Stein Nicholson's beaten no one. She's the female Charles Martin, I'm telling you. The female Charles Martin, a paper champion. She's a paper champion. She's beaten no one. Obviously, you can't blame her. Obviously, Serrano did vacate the belt, so you can't blame her on that sense. It's not her fault, but she's beaten no one. She's beaten no one. And now it's going to be mandatory Tiara Brown next, then Raven Chapman. Raven Chapman will probably be a toughest fight, in my opinion. And but see, all I see Stan Nicholson doing the win is for one punch, and that's it. For one punch, and that's it. So when people say Shakur Stevenson's boring to watch, I think Stan Nicholson's the most boring female to watch. She throws one punch, and that's it. She's fought no one. She's fought no one either, Stan Nicholson. And she wants to call out Amanda Serrano. Give me your wet. Give it a prick. Amanda Serrano, it'll be a beatdown. Amanda Serrano will put a beatdown on Stan Nicholson. Trust me. So, stay in your lane, Stan Nicholson. Stay in your lane with his Tiara Brown and William Chapman. That's your level. That is your level. Trust me. Because it's not Amanda Serrano. Amanda Serrano's... Imagine comparing Stan Nicholson to Amanda Serrano. It's like comparing apples with bloody oranges. Come on, let's be real. So far, Stan Nicholson's probably the most overrated champion so far, when she's fought no one. Make it make sense. But, yeah, scorecards don't lie. Well, they do sometimes, but this scorecard didn't lie. It was not really a test for it at all. Just a complete waste of time. Complete waste of time. And when I was watching it, I was on my phone. I was on my phone for the whole fight because that is Stan Nicholson fights for you, in my opinion. And it needs to be told out. It needs to be told out, in my opinion. Put her in with a proper live one. Yes, see if she stood then. But back to the comments. Do you think Eddie Hearn might sign Shakur Stevenson? Yeah, he will. He will. I think I said it last week. Eddie Hearn, Shakur Stevenson. I think it's going to happen. Look what Eddie Hearn's done with Jaron Ennis. Jaron Ennis thought what the attendance was almost 15,000 to watch Jaron Ennis, which is incredible. And Shakur Stevenson, as Eddie Hearn says, earn with the Hearn. And Eddie Hearn is number one promoter. Let's be real. He is number one promoter. As most people love him and hate him, he's number one promoter. Doing well globally with the son, Eddie Hearn, as well. And yeah, I think I can only see Shakur Stevenson sign for Eddie Hearn. I don't see the benefit of him signing with Roy Mayweather Promotions. I really don't. Don't sign with the son. Eddie Hearn will get you the big fights. Simple as that. I think the pathway, Eddie Hearn said the pathway, if he did sign Shakur Stevenson, would be William Sabeda, Travolta Sam Davis, and I've forgotten what the other one was. Was it Ian Powell? Step up at the fist to fight Ian Powell. Super lightweight, I think it was. I think that was the pathway, he said. But yeah, I can see Eddie Hearn and Shakur Stevenson. I can only see that for me. But on to the next fight then. Well, the final fight of the matchroom card, which was kicked off the night. Taiji Ko picked up his first regional title as he takes out the last-minute opponent, Dwayne Witter, in the second round. And I picked out Craig Fitchers as a potential next opponent for Taiji Ko. I think it needs to be a big step up now for Taiji Ko. He did the job done for him. Wasn't a test at all. It was all over Witter already from the first round, all over him. From the first round, that's the job done. And if Craig Fitchers wants his redemption, if Craig Fitchers wants to come back and get his redemption, this is the fight to make for me. Taiji Ko versus Craig Fitchers. But Craig Fitchers, for me, my worry as a UK fan about Craig Fitchers, he was what? Yes, be real. He got a proper beating of Lee Hutchinson. And I think Taiji Ko will target Craig Fitchers next. I think he'll target him. Get a name on your resume. And all of a sudden you're right up there now. Because Wade Hodgson's last opponent was Craig Richards, so if Tiago couldn't beat Craig Richards and do a job on him, then all of a sudden Tiago, he's up there for me. He's definitely up there for me. So, but yeah, Tiago was just too much for Witter, as probably expected. Yes, we will, especially when it's a last-minute opponent. Probably another waste of time fight for Tiago, but he did what he needs to do, and I picked out Craig Richards next for him. As we now move on to the next fight, obviously this was upgraded to the main event on top one. Speedy recovery to Janabek. Speedy recovery to Janabek. Obviously, he had to pull out on dehydration. I think it was at the weigh-in. So speedy recovery to him. But the main event was Raymond Moratella taking an unanimous decision win over the former world champion, Tevin Farmer, in the 10th round lightweight bout. Was Tevin Farmer robbed? Because I was watching it thinking to myself, I think Farmer's done the better work here. I genuinely believe Farmer won the fight. I genuinely believe Farmer won this fight for me. In my opinion, he won the fight. I don't know about you guys, but 97-92 to Moratella. What an awful decision. That is a absolute wild start card, honestly. Absolute wild start card. And Moratella, for me, lost the fight. He lost the fight in the first half. In the first half of the fight, Moratella was more stronger in the second half of the fight. But for me, Farmer won the fight for me. In my opinion. I wouldn't say it was close. It was a close one in the end. It was close for me in the end. But Farmer, he was dominating in the first half of the fight, in my opinion. And I'm thinking to myself, Moratella is very lucky to get the decision. And all of a sudden, I spoke about it last week about maybe we're seeing Tayshaun Davis as it were in Moratella in the final eliminator. Tayshaun Davis will be getting this, rubbing his hands together, thinking, you know what, let's make it. Let's make this fight against Moratella. He weren't any good at all, Moratella against Farmer. He was underwhelming against Farmer, in my opinion. Or Tayshaun Davis might think, before the Moratella fight, why not fight Farmer? Why not fight Tevin Farmer? And that's for Tayshaun Davis. But if I'm Tayshaun Davis, I'm going after Moratella straight away. I'm getting that fight made after that performance, because I thought it was a poor performance from Moratella. And I think Tayshaun Davis, obviously last week, I didn't really fancy Tayshaun Davis' chances, but now I do. Against Raymond Moratella. So I think Tayshaun Davis will be trying to make that fight with Moratella now for the final eliminator. But for me, Farmer won the fight though. So for me, I'll get to see a rematch. Farmer gets his revenge, but I don't think Moratella's given the rematch, unfortunately. And this shows that Farmer is still got it, hasn't he? As a former world champion as well. But we will move on now. We'll move on to probably the biggest upset of the weekend, where we saw Sadawa with the massive upset, an absolute stunning performance, defeating the underwhelming Ruben Filler by unanimous decision. And it was an upset, yes, for real. It was a massive upset because not many people probably gave Sadawa a chance. I pretty had Ruben Filler. I had Ruben Filler stopping him in my preview. And it put Africa back on the map now, this win. It puts Africa back on the map. And Ruben Filler was underwhelming. And for me, he needs to change his trainer now, Ruben Filler, because I don't think Ruben Filler has been that convincing, even in his past performances. I think he needs to change his trainer, Ruben Filler. he needs to change his trainer for me, because I've been quite underwhelmed by Ruben Villa in his past performances, and I was underwhelmed watching this fight earlier this morning against Sadawa. But what a win for Sadawa, by the way. And and Ruben Villa probably underestimated him for me. I think he underestimated him, already potentially thinking about having that rematch with US Alberto Lopez. But now Sadawa has put himself in the hot seat to fight US Alberto Lopez. If US Alberto Lopez gets past Antonio Leal in a couple of weeks' time. So does Sadawa deserve a shot at US Alberto Lopez? You have to say he does. You have to say he does for me. Because Ruben Villa was probably one of the front runners to fight US Alberto Lopez after Lopez dispatched his fight. But now you have to say Sadawa is probably now in the hot seat to fight US Alberto Lopez. So it puts Africa back on the map. Really good to see. And fair play to Sadawa. Fair play to him. I think that's probably the performance of the weekend in terms of the boxing. Sadawa pulling off the upset on Ruben Villa, in my opinion. As we now move on to the welterweight prospect, Art Barrera, who flashes past Mayweather. Mayweather with two knockdowns and a win by unanimous decision. A very stiff performance from Barrera. Very stiff performance, very flatty performance as well, you have to say. It was flat. That is the best description of his performance. His punches were like flat as well. It was just like boom, quick punches, and two knockdowns and a win by unanimous decision, which was, I did expect him to win by unanimous decision. I didn't expect the two knockdowns though, so I didn't expect the two knockdowns. So it was quite an impressive display from Barrera, and as he continued to take them slow, small step ups for Art Barrera. And finally, we saw it's victory number 10 for Charlie Shahi as he defeats Ricardo Trios by unanimous decision. And yeah, it's victory number 10. Obviously, Charlie Shahi did suffer a cut in round 3. With a punch by Trios. And then I think Shahi won the fight for me, definitely. Shahi won the fight, but Trios did win a few rounds, in my opinion. But in the end, it was still, I still think Shahi won it comfortably in the end. I think Shahi won it by 3 or 4 rounds, in my opinion. When I was stalling it against Trios. But Trios, he did cut him. So, and that's a bit of a warning sign for Charlie Shahi to probably take the right step up next, in my opinion, because he did get cut by Trios' punch. So it's all about taking the right next step up, in my opinion. So I think that's it now. I think that is it for in terms of the boxing review. Obviously, a few fights have been announced. Dalton Smith will be fighting for the Hoopian Super Lightweight title in September. Rocky Hernandez returns as well. I think is it at the end of August? I think it is, or September. And Diego Pacheco. I think Diego Pacheco will be headlining his own event. So yeah, but previews to come for that probably in a few weeks' time. But massive appreciation. I know it was a quick one. I know it was a quick review show. But massive appreciation to everyone that commented. Jay Will, for example, for commenting. And yeah, see you all in the next one. And have a good rest of the day, everyone. Take care, stay safe, and see you later.